Alright, so I have some seeds, some autoflower seeds over here. If you guys watched my first video, I think I showed it. We got the Alaskan Purple, Northern Lights, and Skittles. And we have two of the Northern Lights. So, it's probably real hard to see. Yeah, there it is down in there. See if I can zoom in. As you can see, the taproot is already popping out. That is the Alaskan Purple. These are from Seedsman. These have been amazing. Been pretty happy with all of them, but the Alaskan Purple, amazing. So what I'm about to do is drain the water out of these. They've been sitting for about 36 hours in water, so not long at all. Let's see if any of the others have. Let me find them here. Sure can't see them. Out. There's one. I think that's an air bubble. That one. Let's see. Where's that other one at? So no, I think that's the only one. Alaskan Purple. Anyway, they sank to the bottom, so that tells me they're good seeds. Once I get them out of there, they probably have cracked open. So anyway, I don't use a humidity dome or anything like that. I use something like that all the time laying around. We have these containers. These were actually cheese and crackers, and so just anything with a lid that's tall enough for the rooter plug to fit into is what I use. And then on the rooter plugs, what I do is I cut them in half, or cut them open anyway, so that I can drop the seed in there, because I always want to put that taproot pointing down. There's a lot of different information on this. Some say it's pointed up to where it has to do its full turn, makes it stronger. I've had problems with the helmet or the shell not coming off. So, and then I have to pry it off. I don't want to do that. So I split it open. I find that's better. And then what I'll do is I use Velcro straps for tomatoes for everything. I use them to low stress train the plants, but I'll wrap those around it so it doesn't open back up. And then when I put it in there, of course, tear a little corner off the rooter plug, cover the hole. And then another tip is the bottom of these are pretty rounded, and so I cut them off so they're flat. Also, if you have like a low profile homemade humidity dome like this, it helps the room. It helps give room for it. So yeah, they're still a good 2 inches in there. So once they pop up, I don't leave them in there usually. This time I might let some good roots get established before I do that, but mainly I don't, because the light is not good for the roots, and this is not light proof. So I know a lot of your humidity domes are clear as well. They say put this in a cool, dark area. I'll put it in a dark area, but I think being in here will be fine. I usually have them pop up in about 2 days, so had really good success with these seeds anyway. So that's about it. Well, one more thing, in the water, what I do, I just use tap water, so that's no big deal. Do let it sit for 24 to 48 hours to let the chlorine evaporate. We do have chlorine here, not chloramine, thank God, so it does evaporate. But what I use is just a little bit of this Clonex clone solution, and then where is it? So Clonex clone solution, yeah, a little bit of the stump tea mixture, 1 tablespoon per gallon. So just a little bit of that at that ratio. The Clonex, I don't really measure it out. I just put it in there. And the other thing I use is just a couple drops of Rapid Start. This stuff is amazing. This is what has the roots coming out of the bottom of these. And the only nutrients I've used on these is General Hydroponics Flora Micro and Flora Bloom with the head formula for cocoa. That's all I've used. They're drooping a little bit now because it's about to be lights off, so they're resting. So But anyway, that's how I do my seeds. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please post them. If you have any advice, if you see anything I'm doing wrong, let me know. One other quick tip, when you put these in here, you don't want it completely soaked. What I do is just squeeze it till a little bit of the water comes out. When you shake it, nothing should drip. And then when you put it in there, you're good for a while. After you put the lid on, you want to check it. And then the next day what I'll do is I'll take my little sprayer and I will spray a mist on top of this lid and then close it. Keeps the humidity up around 80-90%, and at least till it breaks the surface. Once it breaks the surface, then I leave it as good. A lot of people will put a little bit of water at the bottom once it breaks the surface and leave it in here and put it under a fluorescent light for a while. I think once this pops around, like I've done with the rest of them, I'll just go straight into my cocoa, which will be cloth 3-gallon pots just like these. Alright guys, you have a good night.